We are so very thankful today to have one of the most famous people in the juicing world in the house today, Mr. Jason Vale, JuiceMaster extraordinaire. Hi, darling.
Yeah, I'm really good. Great to be in Australia. Say at least I'm on a mission to juice the world.
I love it.
I've been on that mission for the last 15 years, so it's great to be back.
It's lovely to have you down under. We are on the other end of the world.
Yes,
so
I know.
Nice.
Jet lag's telling me. Yeah, I'm aware.
Darling, tell us your story, because I know you weren't always a juicer from a little tot, right?
No, not at all.
What happened?
I, like many people around the world, is that I suffered with my health, and that's because of the foods that I was consuming. So, I mean, it's a personal story, but I was covered from head to foot in a skin disease called psoriasis. I mean, really covered. I also had severe asthma, severe eczema, I had severe hay fever. I mean, I just wasn't well. I was also I was very overweight to the point, to the point that I had large breasts, which is never a good look for a man, I've got to tell you.
Yeah.
But I knew intuitively that I needed to do something about it, and I also knew that the answer lied fundamentally in nutrition, good quality nutrition. The challenge I had, the biggest challenge, was I genuinely didn't like to eat salads or vegetables.
So, spell it out for us at home. What were you eating a lot of?
Oh, refined fat, refined sugar, salt.
Processed foods.
Processed foods. They were all processed, cooked, what I call beige food. It all looked beige.
It is on a plate, isn't it? It's the same colour.
All the same colour. So I think intuitively we look at the colours of things like this and we think, I know this is going to be good for me, but it doesn't taste as nice as my steak and chips. So I'm thinking, well, how can I get it in? Then I started to learn about it. And every single fruit and vegetable designed for human consumption is over 85% pure organic liquid fuel, and it is that fuel that feeds the body. So I started having one or two juices, and I started noticing some improvement to in particular my skin, because I think I was just having more fluid going in.
Right.
And then my skin started to improve, my asthma started to get better. There's an individual story. I'm not saying it will happen for everyone, but one thing is for sure is that I went on this crusade, this mission to juice the world, and since I've been there, I've written 10 books on health, juicing, and addiction. They've sold over 3 million copies around the world, and more people every single day are jumping on what I now describe as the juice revolution. Because
what you've taught us is, and this is probably where you were at then, we're kind of overfeeding ourselves, but we're not giving ourselves the nutrition that our bodies are craving, and that's why we're coming out with all these sorts of things possibly that we're not feeling so good about.
Well, the biggest challenge we have, most people are overfed, but they're undernourished, so they are consuming a lot of food, but they're wondering, well, how come I eat so much? They even ask themselves that question, and it's because they're not actually being fed. You can be overweight and malnourished at the same time, because malnourishment isn't just about being thin, it's about getting the right nutrients. And if the body can't use the right nutrients, then it will store it in things like fat cells. And so what we're trying to do here is get the right nutrients so you feel satiated, so therefore that you don't overeat. That's the whole point.
In your personal story, did you find that things like cravings, you know, for the processed foods and those prepackaged snacks, did all of that kind of give way when you started juicing?
Not immediately, of course.
No,
you know, there's a period of time. But I just changed my breakfast, and I would advise everybody out there to say, try this on for size. You should have juice on an empty stomach, and then just juice first thing in the morning and see what happens. And what I found is some of the cravings started to go away gradually, but more importantly, I started to crave, bizarrely, I started to crave juice. And now I literally crave, and I think my cells crave it. They want it, they need it, they must have it.
Absolutely. You start with the good stuff every day, and your body's gonna thank you for it.
Yeah, and you should drink, like I said, on an empty stomach, but as long as you get, and you know, the real essence of juice is about the broccolis and the celeries and the zucchinis, but you need to have that with a bit of apple, maybe a little bit of pineapple, and throughout the show, you know, we'll be showing several examples of how to do that, how to make it taste nice.
Now also, let's finish off your story, because now you're someone who runs marathons on juice, right?
Yeah, I do. Well, let's put this in perspective.
I mean, seriously.
I've run 2 marathons. I run half marathons now. I've run the New York Marathon, London Marathon, but yeah, genuinely, we ran it on nothing but juice. In fact, we have running tops called Running on Juice. Wow. I now deal with athletes that are looking to get the edge slightly as well. These are carbohydrates. People say, well, I want a carbo load. What do you think this is?
Right.
These are every single fruit and veg is the best form of carbohydrate you can possibly have in the world. It's all live.
So I know it's your own personal story, but for people sitting at home right now watching, thinking, I'm in a dead-end street. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I seem to have this addiction to food. I seem to not being able to turn the corner somehow with my health and well-being. Would you recommend the kind of path you went on?
Yeah, listen, there's no question. What I would do, first of all, is that instead of just worrying about it all the time, take some action.
Right.
So, and the first piece of action is, look, if you can't eat this stuff, because most people, if you're not eating it, it means you're not eating it. So find another way to get it into your body. Juicing is, without question, the fastest, easiest route to doing it, and it tastes beautiful. So what I would say is, look, invest in your health. You can always send it back anywhere. Try it on for size anyway. You've got absolutely nothing. That's what I like the uniqueness about Shopping Challenge. You've got nothing to lose, and just do it for 1 week. And see what happens. Change your breakfast for a week and see if it just doesn't turn your life around.
And that's not very long. Seriously, in the course of the rest of your life, 1 week to possibly turn your life around. Absolutely awesome advice. Jace, thanks for sharing your story with us.
Pleasure, 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 pleasure.